I know this is I know this is going to be like a controversial video. So just to preface this, I do not know 100% if I had coronavirus or not. But honestly, I'm pretty fucking sure I did. I have never gotten the flu in my entire life. If I have, it had to be when I was very young and I don't remember it. And it really, I don't think was that bad. Back in December, I was working at a Mobile One gas station. Worst job I ever had in my life. That's neither here nor there. I live in the desert in between Las Vegas and Los Angeles. The gas station I was working at had an insane amount of traffic from people who were overseas. We would legitimately have to use like Google Translate almost every day. It was a disgusting job. Working at a gas station, having to fucking clean the restrooms and the toilets and stuff like that. It was legitimately like some of the most unhygienic, is that a word? Disgusting job duties I guess I've ever had. On Christmas Day, I came home from work and I got quite drunk. My wife and my daughters went to my mother-in-law's house, and because I worked that day, I wasn't able to go with them. So I came home and I got pretty drunk out of sadness, out of being alone on the holiday, whatever. When I woke up the next day, I knew I was going to be fucking sick for a while. I could feel it. I had never felt that type of sick before, even the day after. This was December 25th, 2019. Multiple people at my job got sick. Some people barely, some people nothing, a couple people pretty bad. It was so bad for me that I legitimately couldn't work for 2 weeks. The first things that I started to notice was that I was sweating and tired as fuck. It's crazy because I remember specifically thinking and even saying out loud to my family, I got something crazy. I got some sort of weird flu, disease, virus thing that I don't know what it is, but it's some crazy shit from another country and I knew it and I was even saying it at the time. The symptoms I was having was extreme tiredness. It is very fucking rare for me to not get out of bed for days and days and days on end. Even when I have been sick, even when I'm hungover. If I'm hungover as shit, I cannot lay in bed. I don't know how people can sleep through hangovers. I just can't. I'm not the type of person to stay in bed. I didn't get out of bed legitimately except to use the restroom and like get water maybe for like a week. For like 7 to 10 days, I legitimately was bedridden. And anytime that I would get up, I would just get this overwhelming sense of tiredness and go back to sleep. I was legitimately sleeping. 15 hours almost a day. I couldn't take deep breaths. I had a fever constantly. I was waking up in sweats. It was very, very, very bad. I could barely like keep food down, but mostly because my cough was so bad, it was making me throw up. It was so dry and nasty to the point where like I legitimately started to cough up blood a couple times because of just how nasty and gross and consistent that the cough that I had was. All the symptoms that I'm talking about right now are the exact symptoms of COVID-19 or coronavirus. Again, I want to reiterate, I'm not saying that 100% I had it, but it just makes sense to me. I have 2 daughters and a wife. My daughters got sick with it for sure. They felt like shit, but for the most part, they were okay after 2 or 3 days, a few days. My wife didn't get anything. I smoke a lot of weed. I feel like my respiratory health is probably not that great. And maybe that has something to do why it affected me worse than it affected the people around me. It's a crazy thing to think about, but like, honestly, in my heart, I really feel like I had that shit. And I'm not like, I really don't want to do this video and come off like I know everything or like it's like easily beatable, because honestly, I legitimately felt like I was going to have to go to the hospital soon if I didn't start to get better. I think we spent over like $250 on medicine, like for me. All different types of shit to help with my cough, shit to help with everything. And it felt like nothing was really helping. And after about 2 weeks, I started to feel like, oh, I'm coming back to life. I can feel myself getting back to normal. When I finally did feel like I was somewhat back to normal, it was still really hard for me to shake this sense of like being tired. It's like I had no fucking energy. I lost, I think, 15 pounds in this like 2 or 3 week span. That shit really tore me up really bad. And like I said, even after I started to feel better, I still had this like lingering symptom of just being tired as fuck. I literally got so sick that my left ear was completely clogged. It's like, if you go down like in elevation or up in elevation, you have to pop your ears and your ears are like clogged or whatever. And pop your ears. It was like that in my left ear, no matter what I did. I spent money on like earwax removal kits. I spent money on like ear drops and all this other stuff. And nothing would work. I eventually had to go to the urgent care for it because it was terrifying me. I thought I was going to start losing my hearing. It was like almost like I was like back to normal and not sick anymore, but my ear just wouldn't unclog. I couldn't figure out why. I went to urgent care and the doctor told me that I didn't have earwax buildup, but I had severe nasal congestion. So much congestion in my face that it was like chilling in my goddamn inner ear. Okay? That's crazy. And it was there for like weeks. It would not go away. He told me just give it time, take these Allegra Ds, and it should clear up. It took like 2 weeks after going to urgent care for it to start to get back to normal. It was crazy. It was a trip. Nothing like that has ever happened to me. As far as the ear thing, nothing as far as this sickness has ever happened to me, dude. I never have gotten the flu. I can't really remember ever getting sick and like constantly throwing up, not being able to keep food down and all this other shit. Just being in bed for days or weeks. Like this shit's never happened. So to conclude what I'm trying to say here and to reiterate again, I don't know 100% if I had it, but I'm pretty fucking sure I did. And I'm pretty sure that this shit has been going around for a little bit longer than what most people are saying. I know that from the research I've done, they say that it originated in November 2019 at some point, which means that technically I legitimately could have had it, especially because we had all these people from overseas, from everywhere, from China, from Japan, from Denmark, and all these, I don't know, all these other like places. I don't know. Is Denmark overseas? I hope so. So yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to tell that story. I thought it was super interesting. Like I said, I smoke a lot of weed. My respiratory health is probably not that great. And I feel like that might be why it affected me a little bit worse or way worse than everyone around me. My family, other than my wife and my kids, got sick as well, because the day after Christmas, even though I was as sick as I was, I forced myself to go to my grandmother's house because it was like our Christmas day. She had done all this stuff that I really wanted to see and hang out, but I couldn't do anything. I didn't see anybody. I was in bed the whole time at my grandma's house, sleepy, which is weird. They had alcohol and pizza and pozole, my favorite food of all time, Christmas presents for me, and I couldn't get myself to get out of bed. Even the day that I started feeling symptoms, I couldn't move. Pretty sure I got everybody there sick as well. My brother got sick. Both my brothers got super sick. My dad got super sick. My grandma got sick. Thank God my grandma's okay. I mean, I can't tell you how fucking much of a piece of shit I would have felt like. Obviously if things could have gotten worse or whatever, but whatever, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know what I had. It's some crazy virus, and it's kind of coincidence and pretty remarkable that it happened at that time. And if I was going to bet on it, I'd say I already beat the coronavirus. I don't know. Please don't hate me. I don't know. I'm not, and I'm not trying to downplay the symptoms. I'm not trying to downplay anything. It's a very serious issue, but just a story I wanted to tell. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I tell a lot of stories and hang out and do live streams and stuff like that. Be happy, be yourself, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.